Hi and welcome to another gaming video, and in today's video I want to talk about a feature of the Switch that I am just not massively impressed with. I personally own a Switch Lite, so it's the smaller version. It's got non-detachable Joy-Cons and it doesn't feature rumble. But recently I was setting up my family Switch and my son wanted Fortnite on it, so I set it up and I had a little play yesterday and I noticed something that, well, I wasn't very happy with. The rumble on a Switch is really, well, I'm not going to say it's poor, but it just doesn't feel great. So I don't know if you can hear that, but it really just sort of vibrates too much. It feels horrible. You can feel the vibrate in your hand. And it's coming from both Joy-Cons. I don't know whether it's because the Joy-Con is sort of, well, it's not fixed to the Switch. You've got this rail that it goes into. But I've also spoken previously that they're not the most secure sort of controllers when they're attached. There's a bit of wiggle, and they just seem a bit too on the. Oh, now look, oh, there we go. They just seem a bit too flexible. I mean, there's a little bit of sort of play, not only up and down, but back and forth. I'm sure you can just about see that on the video there. Same with the other side. And when that comes to sort of vibrating and the rumble, you get that horrible zzz noise, which it just reminds me of like an old phone that is vibrating on a table. And I have to say that this is it's in my hands, it's not up against the table. I'm sure if it was on the table it would be even worse. There you go, that's even worse, you can hear that. So obviously I've not noticed this before because my main Switch is a Switch Lite. It doesn't have rumble, and even if it did, because the Joy-Cons are all part of the case, I think you would have less of that horrible noise that you can hear out of a Switch. So it's just something I noticed, and it's not something I'm keen on. Even if you're holding it in your hand, you still get that. I mean, it's a little less because it's not rubbing against the table, but it doesn't even feel nice in your hand when it's doing it. I've used lots of controllers, like Xbox controllers, PlayStation controllers that have a rumble feature, and I've not experienced that sort of horrible feeling out of it. And I'm pretty sure it is because the Joy-Cons are detachable. They're not entirely fully secure to the unit, because obviously there is a little bit of play. If I was to play it this way, so would you still get it? Actually you do, listen. So it's something to do with the vibrate motor inside the Joy-Cons themselves, because even attached to it, or detached from it, there isn't a lot of difference in sound. You're still getting that. And it's coming out of both of them. I'm sort of trying to, if I take the right one away, you can still hear it, and if I take the left one away, it's still there. I think possibly the left one is a little bit more vibratey. I have tried it with other Joy-Cons. I've got another set of these, and it does exactly the same. So it's not just because it's attached to the side of a Switch, although I'm pretty sure that doesn't help because you've got that sort of play and movement in there. It's something that I noticed, and it's definitely louder once it's attached to it. It's definitely vibrating through the Joy-Cons and into the sort of rail bars, and in through to the main body of the Switch. And like I say, it's not something that I've noticed because my main Switch is a Switch Lite. But let me know if you've experienced this weird vibrate noise, a noise that gets very irritating very quick, and it's not because it's on a table. I've had it in my hands, and as you've just seen, I've taken it off, and it's definitely coming through these, and it's just a bit bizarre. It seems a little cheap and not very nice, to be fair. Quite glad that I have a Switch Lite that doesn't have the rumble, if that's what you get from a Switch. So let me know if you've experienced this kind of irritating vibrate noise from Switch Joy-Cons, or maybe it's been fixed with the OLED. I'm not entirely sure, but that would then, well, it's not the device itself, it is the Joy-Cons. Like, subscribe, enjoy.